I think it's safe to say we're in another golden era of sneaker advertising, and one of the brands at the forefront who's leading this push is Adidas, and specifically their work with Anthony Edwards. The work they've been doing to promote the AE1 and the AE2 is really refreshing, right? We saw this work start, I think, in around 2024, maybe a little bit earlier. It's pretty much been a social media campaign, so there's not a lot of paid behind it, but it's just really cool how they've been able to build this universe out with literally just AE, an orange backdrop, and an occasional friend or two. For example, they really tap into that energy that made Nike famous in the late 80s and the early 90s with Mars Blackman, right? AE does a lot of commercials with his best friend Nick, who shout out to him, that's him right there. And that's his colorway of, I believe that's the AE1 in his hand. But again, they're tapping into that 90s energy, having your best friend in the commercial, someone to kind of play a foil to you as AE is going through the motions. It's just really cool. A lot of brands aren't doing that. And if we're talking about this from purely a world building exercise standpoint, Adidas has done a really good job of building a world around the shoes to the point where you don't even need AE in the commercial half the time. And this is a good example of that below. So if you don't know who this is, and you should, this is Ice-T, aka Detective Finn Tutuola on Law and Order, right? And as you can see, him and his partner are down there examining a scene. So again, building on this world building exercise that we're talking about, when AE catches a body during a game, they can release this clip in response to that, and it furthers the myth around him as a person, the shoes, the world, the whole thing. It's just a really cool exercise. They've also managed to tap into things that happen culturally. Now, if we remember at the start of 2024, Cat Williams did that interview with Shannon Sharp, and they said he opened like a portal that just hasn't closed since. Right, he's the ultimate truth teller, is what social media was saying. So to then bring him into a commercial and kind of build on that, and to take shots at the competitors at the same time, was really, really cool marketing. And speaking of getting at the competition, it's also been really dope to see these commercials being used as a tool to kind of hit back at each other, right? He's not the only one throwing shots. All of them are kind of doing it. But again, you can kind of see that AE's team is alluding at a specific competitor with something like this. And they get around all the licensing stuff, all the taboo stuff, and it's only things that if you're a basketball fan, you would know is happening, which is really cool. Like, you hop on basketball Twitter, you see this, you're tapping into a very niche community with the marketing. It builds hype. It's just really fun marketing. And the repeatable backdrop makes this really easy. So you can keep pumping out stories like this. And I think in real time, we're seeing just chapters and chapters of a world built that we'll look back on in 20 years and say this was some of the dopest sneaker marketing that we've seen before. So kudos to AE, kudos to his team. If you haven't seen all the chapters, just look for them and check them out. It's really dope. But I digress. Peace.